bury me not on the lone prairie, where the coyotes howl and the wind blows free. Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com. And in a previous video, I saw that they were running earth movers in a circle on the far, far side of the construction zone. And so I'm checking it out, but I want you to take a look here. You see the construction area that they have plowed up and made for new houses. And there's a little bit left on the left-hand side of the screen there where coyotes could live. And here is what it was like a year ago. It was all just prairie land. And I know in the wintertime when I would come out, I get up about 4 o'clock every morning. And in the wintertime when I would come outside, many times I would hear the coyotes howling. And they were coming from the direction of where they're now doing the construction. So I think probably the construction has caused a lot of coyotes to to move out and find another place to live, which is almost impossible as far as they can't go south because that's where a bunch of buildings are, and they can't go east because there's a canal there. So I don't know what might have happened to all the coyotes, but I do know that they're afraid of human beings. I used to chase them with my Cessna airplane out in the desert around Pasco, Washington, southeast corner of Washington. And I would turn around to see if I could catch them again, and they would always hide. But they're afraid of, well, sometimes they were defensive and they'd stand and look at you, but they're afraid of human beings. And so I took this ride, and I'm on the far, far side of that construction zone where we saw in a previous video where we saw them kind of going in circles. And so I pull up here and I'm going to watch the tractors. But if you look in front of that earth mover, you can see at the top of the brown area, there's either a dog or something looks like a dog or a coyote. As it turns out, it's acting as if it's a coyote. Most likely, I'm just guessing, most likely it lived in this area for a long time. And you'll notice he's a little bit defiant, trying to stand his ground, and then he finally gives up and starts running. And so I just, I feel sorry for the animals that lived out there. I'm not an animal, defensive guy, because that's how life goes. But anyway, kind of feel sorry for them because there was a lot of them out there in that area up to just recently when they plowed everything up. So here he comes, and he's going to come around. He's looking at me, and he's going to stay on the other side of the road and avoid me. So there he goes. Anyway, and then another time where we live now, I was pulling the trash can out to the street in the middle of the night, or in the middle of about 5 o'clock in the morning, and right there, standing in the street, there was a coyote. So they're a little bit of a nuisance because if they find some, if you don't have your garbage put away right, they'll find it and try to live on whatever you left behind. So anyway, that's the story. That's the coyote story. And I'll tell you a little bit more of a story. In my last video, I talked about living in the apartment in Bellingham on Grant Street, and I mentioned a girlfriend. And that girlfriend's name was Cos, C-O-S. She and her parents had been in a prison camp in Holland during the Second World War. Fortunately, they all lived through it. And she came out to be a sweet, sweet, very beautiful blonde girl, and tough and rugged. I could tell you more stories, but I don't know how many stories I've got or how much time I've got. But we became good friends. We both lived in the cafeteria, and so we hung out together a lot. And one time we decided we'd go visit her parents on my little 60cc motorcycle. And I've told this story, but I'll tell it again because I don't know. Anyway, so she was riding on the back, and it was kind of crowded, you know. And so she had her arms around me and hugging me. And we're going along Chuckanut Drive, which follows the edge of the shoreline. So there's a lot of curves, and it's just a 2-lane road. And so we're going along, and we come around this corner, and there's a big rock in the road that rolled off the cliff up above. And so I swerved to miss it. And, of course, she wasn't paying any attention, so she panicked and jumped. And and I called her, oh, by the way, here he comes. He's been scraping up the dirt. Now he's going to dump it right over here where we are. What they're doing, I don't have any idea. Anyway, so she panicked and jumped, and I turned back and I said, chicken. And you didn't call her a chicken. She gave me a bear hug that was so painful. I don't know. She didn't break a rib. But anyway, so we got to her parents' house, and they were very kind people. They spoke English, but it was kind of broken. And I remember they asked me if I wanted some Java, and I had no idea what Java was. And so she said, that means coffee. I said, yeah, so because we'd been riding on the motorcycle. So anyway, we became good friends, and then as time went by, she was going to get a motorcycle, so I left her my helmet and goggles on a shelf in the kitchen because I was going away for a couple of weeks or something. I can't remember now. Don't remember the details. But I came back to see if they were still there, and the helmet and the goggles were gone, and she was gone. So I don't know whatever happened to my friend Coast. She was a sweetheart, and we had lots of good, fun times together. And here we are home, and so I better just say thank you for watching my videos, and God bless.